What up? Welcome. My name is Ashlyn. Strap in. Get ready. Should you go shopping with your baby? The answer? No. Never. I don't know what it is about the fitting rooms. Like, I think my brain is like, this is a bathroom because it's set up so similarly. Probably doesn't help that I'm usually always drinking some kind of iced caffeinated beverage when I'm shopping. But when I get into fitting rooms, mama gotta poop. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Which is just highly uncomfortable in general to try on clothes and not soil thyself, you know? Also, a lot of women's clothing, especially if you want to like try something like just crazy, is like trying to put spaghetti over your body. And a lot of times it can get caught on something and you're just like, help me, somebody. And of course, like, I feel like at least my knee-jerk reaction or like my first thought is to like try to go a size smaller. Like I'm like, I don't know if I'm a size large, I'll be a size medium, and I did the same thing when I was medium. I was like, I'll try size 6, and I was really size 8, size 10 maybe sometimes. But that's always a fail. Like, I feel like I'm, now that I am bigger, I'm like, let me get a size bigger than I think I am. Because even if I am that size, like, at least it fits and it feels like, oh, okay, well, maybe I am an extra large, but like, this looks good. It's not like squeezing the life out of me, making me feel like, what happened to me? I let myself go. But you know what? I didn't. I just birthed a child. Also, that's such a mean thought to have. Like, you let yourself go. Like, our bodies carry us through our experiences. So all of that alone, the sudden urge to need to poop and pee, sometimes it's a combination. And trying to try on clothes, and if for whatever reason you keep picking smaller sizes than you actually think you are, you're like, and then you involve a child into that mix. Now, I say that the answer is no, you should never shop with your child, when I, in reality, do it all the time. And I do it all the time because I don't always have the option of not having her with me. So I get that. And honestly, I will keep trying. But the situation is, I think it's got to be something in the brain that makes us need to go to the bathroom when we go into the fitting room, because the exact same thing happens to my daughter. I get in the fitting room, and already, like, I don't know what it is. It feels like a marathon event all of a sudden, and I'm sweating, and it's before I've even tried anything on. So after I've tried things on, like, I hope they don't put this clothes back because they're sweaty. I go into the fitting room and it is happening. The biggest poop storm I've ever seen. And I'm like, and of course, when my daughter's sitting in poop, she's like, because of course, nobody would want to sit in poop. Nobody. So then that also makes it even harder when you're like trying on clothes and you're like, this like doesn't fit right, or like, I don't know, it's hard to like make decisions. Like, it's hard enough to think, much less make decisions about clothes. I just went to a place where the fitting rooms were so small that her stroller didn't fit, so I had to like take her car seat off the stroller into the room, and we were just like barely squeezed in together. I'm just like, I'm over it, I'm just over it. It's just, I hate shopping, I think, is really the thing. Like, I like to thrift shop because I find more things that I like in more sizes also than going to the freaking mall or whatever. I just also don't like going to the mall. Like, in a small town like Tulsa, it's just like a place for high school kids to hang out, and that's cool. That was the place for me as well when I was in high school. It's just such a different experience, being a mom of a young child. everything is then absolutely multiplied in difficulty. While it is absolutely rewarding, and that's really how I like look at it, is like life is to me kind of like a video game, and it's like, you know, there's levels of difficulty, and then sometimes you can decide, sometimes things out of your control, like up the levels, and then you make decisions to also up the levels if that's what you want. And when you have a kid, when you decide to have a kid, you're upping the level of challenge in absolutely every way. And shopping is just one of those things. It is like 10 something and I'm just tired, and I'm, you know, I didn't put any effort into this appearance except for Vaseline on my lips because sometimes they look crusty. But the night is really the only time I can get any of this done, which is good for me because I am a night owl. If it's during the daytime, the sun is shining, or it could be raining. If it's just light outside, my brain is like, man, I could take a nap at any moment. At any moment. And especially if I'm falling asleep in an area where like the sun rays are just like gently caressing my cheeks. Hell to the yeah. I will fall asleep so fast. I will fall asleep like I popped a NyQuil and a freaking, or what is it called? ZQuil and NyQuil. Mix it all together, baby. I will fall asleep so quick. But it doesn't matter how long I've been awake when it comes to falling asleep at nighttime. I could have been up since 4 a.m. But when the nighttime hits, my brain is on high alert. It's like, uh-oh. Who's out there? A shadow, a person, a man, a murderer, a demon. No, I don't know. I don't think those exist. I think demon people exist. Anyways, I don't even like, look, this is a positive place here, okay? My brain just like goes insane, and it's just like, it's not safe. It's not safe. Probably didn't help that I watched like 60 Minutes and Dateline as a young kid a lot, you know, like I remember like me and my sister would say like our prayers, and we'd have like a long list that would just get longer every week of like all the missing children and murdered children and whatever. I'm like, yeah, I don't know if that was like the best nighttime stories. You know, it's just so hard for me to fall asleep. And also, it doesn't help that I do have nightmares. And I do have nightmares of people murdering me, or like I'm always trying to like run away from someone who's like trying to get me, you know. Or I'm in like a really creepy place. Like I'm getting goosebumpies just talking about it. I really am. Oh my gosh. Anyways, nightmares suck. I wish there was like a pill that you could take to have like sweet dreams. And it should be called Sweet Dreams. I should work on that. But nighttime anxiety is so real, and it's so freaking annoying. So it's like 1,000 times easier to just stay awake, you know, and just like, I get more energy anyway because I'm like, it's the night, it's the night, it's the night to come alive. You know, like this is my time. I'm also a performer, so that makes sense, you know. Which like my anxiety like makes no sense in some ways, because it's like I get way more social anxiety, but when I'm like going to perform, I still get nervous. I still get anxious, but it is not the same as social anxiety. Like I can go on stage and like be like, like be my wackiest ass self, because for whatever reason, I feel safe on stage. Like I feel like no matter what I do, like people will just like perceive it as entertainment, and maybe like less as like, she's a weird person. But like social interacting, like being myself can sometimes be hard, because I'll be like thinking like, oh, maybe they're judging me, and like maybe they, oh my god, that was so stupid what I said, like I don't even know how to like grammar. But you know, I'm working on it. I think like with some people it's easier to be myself, and sometimes I think in general I just don't do well with anticipation. It's hard for me, even something like awesome, it's kind of hard for me to just be like excited, you know. I'm more like my anxious energy can be very palpable. My husband sometimes, like we went out the other night and like I knew people that we were gonna see, And I think that almost made me more nervous. Sometimes with strangers, like it's easier for me to like converse. Like, I don't know what my freaking deal is. Okay. But when I knew I was going to see people. Also, like, I haven't seen a lot of people since before I gave birth, and also probably like only, I mean, maybe when I was like 4 or 5 months pregnant. So like, I feel like a different person. I also like to be real, and I've spoken in my past videos about like my weight and stuff, and it is something that is like on my mind. So, but this isn't like, also I don't judge any person's body like I'm judging my own. And some of it is just like conditioning, I think, because before I didn't think that like I had that I was like mean to my own body, and that I didn't think that like, even though like before when I was a lot smaller, I was like, oh, I could still like lose a bit more weight, like I could still do a bit of this. And now when I look back at those pictures, I'm like, you didn't even know what you had. Seeing people since I've had my baby, there's like this like voice in the back of my head that's like, they probably think you're like fat, like that you didn't lose the baby weight. They're like, wow, yeah, she definitely looks like she had a baby. I think in general, people notice changes, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it's like good or bad. Also, it's like, okay, so what? So like, if I'm like talking back to this voice, it's like, so what if I've gained weight since I had the baby? Like, it absolutely makes sense. Especially like whilst nursing, like a lot of people told me like, oh, you'll lose weight like while you nurse. I'm pretty sure I've gained weight since I've nursed. I'm really like not looking at the scale because it's my mortal enemy. I think that just like added to my anxiety about seeing people who have known me, like before I got pregnant, and now people seeing me, I think I have this like fear of like, she looks different now. Oh, she's aging now. It's like, well, so what, dude? Like, that's like the point. I do want to like eradicate like some of these voices in my head, because like the rational, like loving soul part of myself is like, it is the point, like you want to get older because you want to live as much of this life as you can. And if you don't feel that way, seeing a therapist is cool. It is cool. Which, I was seeing a therapist for a while and I did really like her. Excuse me. But I would notice that I would really procrastinate on seeing her and sometimes cancel my appointments a lot. And that, anyways, I'm just saying, it's like, it's normal to have like also an anxiety about it and not want to do it. And sometimes like the things that we don't want to do the most are the things that we absolutely should do. Like me going out the other night and socializing. I also brought my baby too, which I think like also makes me more anxious. Not only to just like have people meet her, just like, I don't know what's going to happen sometimes. Like sometimes, she can be like, if she's like just really tired and like can't fall asleep, she can get kind of cranky and stuff. And I didn't know what to expect, but she was actually amazing. And it was really good to talk with people. We went to see a stand-up show in Tulsa, and I haven't done a stand-up since like my baby was 3 months. So that will be happening soon again, but I'm just changing my priorities, like making videos. I hope this like made some sort of like sense and felt like somewhat cohesive. I'm just like making these videos and I'm like all over the place, but that is kind of me. And I think I'm just trying to also like embrace that, and just hope that maybe others will too. I hope this made like some sort of sense, and like, you can like subscribe if you want or something. I don't know, shit. All right, bye.